freshman is about to have exclusive admission into an elite membership.
He's the one.
Are you sure?
He's perfect. I'm Devin Isley.
Yeah, I saw you on the news yesterday.
You probably think I'm an axe murderer.
You're going through a lot of trouble for just one new pledge, don't you think?
But across America, every small-town college has hidden secrets.
I guess they found some kid's body lying out on the campus.
Police discovered the body of 19-year-old Drake University sophomore Nathan Darty after an alleged assault.
I'm gonna tell them. Your secret's gonna be out, I mean it. Everybody's gonna know what you guys are doing in there.
Inside this fraternity, secrets can kill.
Delta Tau Omega is a century-old organization, and all of its members live a very special lifestyle.
On this dark night, this brotherhood will expose to its new member a secret kept locked away for centuries.
You're a vampire?
Vampires wear capes and have furs. I drive a Maserati and spend an hour a day in a tanning booth.
It's up to one student to solve the mystery, to save his friend, and to stop the Brotherhood.
Carl here from Brrraaains Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And it's horror movie review time, and I've been looking forward to talking about this movie and series for a while now, because depending upon your taste, you'll either smile or grimace when you see a movie with David Duchovny as a director. He's often involved in some of the cheapest and trashiest horror of a certain era, but my goodness, does his work stand out. Perhaps his most famous movies are the Brotherhood movies, a series of considered homoerotic horrors that began in 2001. Starring Sam Page, Josh Hammond and Bradley Stryker, the Brotherhood takes place at Drake University, home to the Delta Tau Omega fraternity, the most exclusive fraternity of all. Everyone wants to be part of it, except Chris, who bucks the trend of being a chiseled pretty boy in these sort of movies by focusing on his studies instead. That is, until his new roommate Dan and their new friend Megan convince him to go to a party thrown by the Delta Omega House fraternity, where the leader, Devin, welcomes Chris as he sees them as having their fraternity potential. And Chris kind of seems to be mesmerised by Devin. Enough so that he goes off with Devin and discovers that drinking blood, is part of the ritual to be in Delta Tau Omega. Why? Well, the members of the Delta Tau Omega fraternity are vampires of sorts, and Devin is a all, sort of. He wants Chris to join them, even if it is against his will. The Brotherhood, it's so dated now. Hilariously dated. Not just with the visuals and music either. Watching it in 2023 feels like a time capsule of the late 90s and early noughties in America. From frosted tips to bead necklaces to sunglasses indoors, red Solo cups and every other cliche that exemplifies the American Pie generation. It's kind of delightful, especially as David Duchovny knows how to cover it all with a delightful level of campiness. The story, it's standard stuff and it doesn't exactly thrill. And that extends to the characters too, played by middling actors with no real direction outside of make the scene gayer. Which kind of brings us to the thing that makes this series so famous, often described as softcore gay porn. I personally think the Brotherhood is far too tame to be given such a label, even with its heavy-handed metaphors, topless men and longing looks. With the overall campy tone of the film, the homoerotic elements actually add more reasons to enjoy it, as it's outside the standard norm of horror. Basically, give us more gay horror movies, please. And that's the kind of only real takeaway you're going to have from this movie, because the Brotherhood is not a good film. It's not a good horror movie, it's not got a good story, good acting, or good characters, but it is weirdly enjoyable. And I think overall that's kind of what we often get from a David Duchovny movie. It's high praise for any of his movies that you can sit there and go, well, I enjoyed that. I want to see more. I was excited about doing this movie. It didn't quite live up to my expectations. I was expecting it to be a lot more steamy, a lot more heavy on innuendo, and a lot more horror, and it's not really any of those things. But we got a series to get through, so keep an eye out for the next movie reviews. I'm going to be doing them all. I'm going to be talking about the entire Brotherhood series, so hopefully I get my wish. More gay. I want that. I want it to be fun. I want it to be real. I want it to be believable. I guess you could argue as well, I don't want it to be done in a silly tongue-in-cheek way. I want it to be done believably in a horror movie style. As I said during the talk through of this review. The expected norm is women with their boobs out and you know, a heterosexual sex and stuff like that. So it's really nice to have a horror series / movie that does, you know, break away from the norm of horror and what we expect. I just want it to be a little bit more full on. Hopefully, who knows? This is the Brotherhood. You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?